And I'll never forget the talk that I shared earlier with my dad. He says, you have a money spending problem. Now, at this time, I'm only making $40,000 a year. And I'm like, no, I've got a money making problem. I'm not making enough. I don't think I'm spending crazy amounts. And, cut to 10 years later to today. And I was right. I did have a money making problem that I had to solve. And I think that that's really the best way to look at it. Now, let's talk about things now that I'm in this new age, now that I'm making, several $100,000 a year, well, now my goals have shifted a little bit. I still buy any and everything that I want. However, what I'm focusing on now is alleviating the pressure of monthly overhead. It is wildly important to me to minimize my monthly overhead, to take my money and then to make my life not cost me a lot. I'm not gonna lie, I don't mind going out and spending $200 to $300 on dinner. I don't mind picking up 5 paintball guns when me and my friends pick up a new hobby. Those aren't the things I'm talking about. Things I do mind: $3,500 mortgage, $10,000 business overhead, all kinds of stuff like that. These are things I do mind. $800 car payments. These are things I do not like. I want those things to hit zero. I don't want any financial pressure to come from my life. I want all the financial pressure to come from the things that I want, like if it is a new hobby or if it is a new car or if it is something, that's where I want financial pressure from. Not because I have a big mortgage, not because I bought a boat, not because, I've got this debt everywhere. Other than my house, I have no debt. And, that really means a lot to me. I do not like paying monthly bills. I actually just made some moves this year. I bought the Tesla for about $60,000 and I put 25,000 down. And then 2 months later, I got my first interest rate. And my interest rate, you wouldn't believe the interest rate on a $60,000 Tesla. And it was like $400 a month. I remember I got my bill and I was like, oh my God, $400 a month is going to interest. And I called up the bank and I said, yo, how do I fix that number? How do I lower that number? And she told me, well, it's because we're loaning you so much money. If you pay off some of that loan amount, it will go way down. So I think I was loaning like $32,000 and I paid off 25,000. Boom, wrote him a check. Here's 25,000. When I got my next payment or my next statement in, my interest payment was only $100 instead of over 400. So these little hacks, to me, that saved me $300 a month. And that's my relationship with money now. I'm using my money instead of to create more debt and more overhead. I'm using it to now eliminate the debt. I'm using it now to eliminate the overhead. Just last week, I paid off $75,000 on this house. Not this house is not paid off, but I put 75,000 more down on it just to save me $500 a month in overhead. That 75,000 down dropped my house payment by $500 a month. It literally went from $3,525 to $3,000 a month. Now, these moves that I'm doing is really allowing me to like live stress-free. Yeah, okay, I just talked about in 3 sentences putting $100,000 cash towards something, and that's really cool. Like, I can't even believe that I'm in a place where I can fucking do that. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, that's crazy. It's just hitting me in this moment, However, that $100,000 I put down just saved me an immediate $800 a month in wasted expenses. And more importantly, saved me so much money. Like, let's talk about my mortgage. Paying $75,000 off on a 30-year mortgage probably saved me $125,000 of additional interest on that as well. So not only do I save 500 bucks a month, but I save probably over $100,000 over the 30-year mortgage if I take it that far. So now my relationship with money is kind of like building that safety net. And to me, building that safety net looks like reducing my monthly overhead. Just this month alone, I've made moves and purchased things and bought stuff that has lowered my monthly overhead, not including the car payment, just the house and some other things, by $1,000 a month. It costs $1,000 less a month to be me. That's $12,000 a year of savings that I just created. Let's say that took me $85,000 worth of investing. Well, after like 7.5 years, I've made all of my money back. And that's the kind of decisions I'm looking to make right now. For me, it's not so much, buying more, expanding more. For me now, it's reducing the monthly financial pressure that's induced by bills. I love passive income. I love bringing money in, and I love it when my bills are going to get so low that I don't even have to worry about making money anymore. That's my new relationship with money, is I don't even want money to exist to me. And in order to do that, I'm working on getting my monthly bills to reach nearly zero, or realistically, let's say 25. If I can get my monthly bills to $2,500 to $3,500 a month, everything included, that will be equivalent to living for free for me. So I'm super excited about